All right, and we are back in business. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to talk about is keyword research and really laying out your game plan when it comes to what keywords you want to go after in your area. We've been using Van Nuys, so I guess I'll just stick to this. So if you're a Van Nuys bail bonds owner, obviously you want to go after the keyword Van Nuys, but sometimes you need variations, different variations of that keyword on your website and on your blogs and under different areas of your website. Um, Here's a perfect example. So I put in Van Nuys bail bonds in my SEMrush account here, and I'm going to just give you a quick overview. Van Nuys bail bonds Van Nuys gets 390 searches. Van Nuys bail bonds 210. Bail bonds in Van Nuys 50 searches, and bail bonds Van Nuys California gets 70. So these are all pretty much the same keyword, just written differently, and they're getting over 600 searches a month. But let's go to the related keywords tab, and I'll show you other ways to get keywords. So related keywords that SEMrush is giving me towards Van Nuys bail bonds, and let this load. Nothing's showing up. Let's check the phrase match. Phrase match for Van Nuys bail bonds would be nothing. Okay, so I guess SEMrush doesn't have much data on this keyword, which makes sense. I mean, bail bonds isn't a huge industry, so why would they be crawling for these keywords? Okay, so to give you an idea as to what else people are typing in and what keywords to go after for your website, kind of like you can consider it like your low-hanging fruit. If 20 people type in, you know, cheap bail bonds in Van Nuys, you should create a page dedicated to the keyword cheap bail bonds in Van Nuys. And that's a completely different keyword that you aren't ranking for. And here it is. So cheap bail bond. If you notice, like Google already gives me, like people are typing in cheap bail bonds Los Angeles. People are typing in cheap bail bonds San Antonio, Texas. So this is a little hack, I guess you could say, or it gives you an idea as to what people are typing in. And if you aren't going after that keyword, you should. It's just going to make your website that more relevant. So cheap bail bonds, Van Nuys, California. Look. For some reason, every time I do this screen recorder, it like completely slows down my website. I mean, my computer. So the number one position when you type in cheap bail bonds Van Nuys is still this person. Now, either they have a very old website, which they do. I've already done my research. They've been around for a long time. But nowhere here does it say cheap bail bonds. The next one, nowhere here does it say cheap. Actually, it does say cheap right here. So they've added cheap in their meta description. And Google picked it up and they ranked them. So yeah, the fourth position is actually by San Fernando Valley bail bonds, and it's cheapest bail bonds in Van Nuys, California. So their page is dedicated to that keyword. I can just guarantee that they're not really optimizing it for SEO. Otherwise, that would be the number one search result, because what Google wants your search, which is cheap bail bonds in Van Nuys. They want to make sure that they're giving you the absolute best result as the number one position. And since the number one position that's being shown is bail bonds Van Nuys, California, doesn't make much sense because that's not what I typed in. What I typed in was cheap bail bonds Van Nuys. So just that alone kind of gives you an idea that people aren't optimizing for that keyword in that area. Let's do another search. What is Google telling us people are doing? Cheap bail bonds Los Angeles. Let's click on that and see who's ranking for it. Okay, so once again, the very first result, does not say anything about cheap. It does say no money down, so I guess that might be relevant. But the number 2 position does show cheap bail bonds. Loan Los Angeles. These people are smart. I've done my research on them. They're actually like a loan company. I don't even think they're a bail bonds company, but they get the leads, I'm sure of it, and disperse them to, sister companies. So that, in a nutshell, is keyword research. It's finding different keywords that your traffic is currently going after, creating pages on your website about those keywords, and getting traffic. Look at 1% bail bonds in Los Angeles. Do you have content that goes around 1% bail bonds and then insert city, your city? If you don't have that throughout your website, that's why you're not getting these search results, or you're not getting traffic for those keywords when people type in that keyword. And look right here, to give you a perfect example, when you type in 1% bail bonds in Los Angeles, Yellow Pages shows up. Why? Because this page is dedicated to that keyword, 1% bail bonds. It amazes me how bail bonds owners just didn't and don't do SEO. This entire time they paid Google to send the leads, and it's on a lawyer referral basis. I get it. I know how the industry works. But something's got to give. It's a huge area of opportunity. All right. So yeah, Yellow Pages. This page is seriously their 1% bail bonds page in Los Angeles, California. It's more of a directory though. You can beat any directory. I wouldn't worry about that. Your Way Out bail bonds number 1. You have just your other competitors. There isn't much unique content. It's a directory. Directories are not hard to beat. Yelp is not hard to beat when it comes to SEO rankings. So with that being said, let's recap. Keyword research is completely necessary. So add as many variations of your keyword, as many as possible. Okay, that just didn't come out right. Keyword variations. Keyword variations would be cheap bail bonds, or powered bail bonds, low payment bail bonds. So you start getting these different keywords. This is such a small factor in ranking in Google. There's so many other things that matter, but this is just an easy area of opportunity that if you haven't done it, do it. Low payment bail bonds, bail bonds near me. So don't spam your website with tons and tons of keywords. Don't do that, because that's not going to work. But what you need to do is, through your content, here's an introduction to the company. Throughout your content, and as you're creating more content, start fitting in these keywords. Even if it's, you're in Orange County, Fullerton bail bonds. Or if you're in Texas, Fort Worth, Dallas, Austin. Even if you aren't in those cities, create pages around them and put unique content in, and just make your website bigger, because the more of a net you're casting, the more likely Google's going to see you as an authority. If you're not going after multiple keywords, you're not an authority. You're not ranking on different results, and you're not getting the traffic that you could be getting. So I think that is pretty much it. So go after more keywords, do your keyword research, see what people are typing in your area, and I can guarantee you that you're going to increase, you're going to get more calls, you're going to get more leads, you're going to get more internet searches. See you guys later.